Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My topic is not serious, so just listen my speech. Okay. You have heard a lot of advices from your parents or teacher since you were a child. For example, you should study very hard, you should go to bed early, and you should quit smoke, or you should not drink alcohol too much. But I am sure you didn't follow that advice many times, and sometimes ignore, and you didn't want to listen their advice. And I thought about that, why we ignore their advice. The reason is we think keeping that advice could make us inconvenienced, and we did spend more time and much money. So, and it bothered us, so we ignored that advices. But I'm gonna tell you about my experience. It happened when I traveled to USA last month. As you know, I had vacation last week. I had 2 weeks vacation last session. So I traveled to USA, west coast of USA, by car for 15 days. When we planned our trip, many people gave us a lot of advice. So, for example, you should keep speed limit when you drive, or you should follow regulation when you drive, right? And you should hide your stuff when you leave the car. We tried to keep the advice, but sometimes we didn't, because at the time we were very tired, or we had to save time. So at first, when we went to San Francisco from Seattle, we got lost. So we spent a lot of time. So we had to save time. So when we entered the highway, the driver, he is my friend, he accelerated. So at the time, the speed limit was 60 miles per hour, but he drove 75 miles per hour. But as you know, many Korean guys don't want to keep speed limit, because if they keep the speed limit, their friend said you are poor at driving. It's very common. So at the time we thought if we drove over speed limit, it would be okay. But after 3 minutes, police car chased us. Just 3 minutes. But I thought my friend, the driver, wish the police car didn't chase us. So he ignored and just drive. And then the police car said us stop the car, and we had to stop car roadside. But fortunately, he was very kind, and he just gave us some advice. do not drive do not drive over speed limit. So it will be okay. But at the time we tried to save our time. But finally we spent much more time than we thought, than expected. So we arrived at San Francisco at 2 a.m. 18 hours. So I think we should keep the speed limit. And next, when we traveled Las Vegas, after shopping, we went hotel parking lot because we wanted to eat dinner. So we heard some advice that we have to hide your stuff in car when you leave the car. But at the time we thought we might be safe because there was parking lot in a hotel and there are a lot of people, so it would be safe. But someone broke our window and stole our GPS while we were eating dinner. So we spent extra money than we thought because our calories. But fortunately, we bought extra insurance. It covered our window. So actually, basic insurance doesn't cover window and tire. So when we rent a car, I insisted we had to buy additional insurance. So our insurance covered our damage. But however, we had to rent another GPS for our trip. So we spent a lot of money than we expect. So I insist you should keep someone's advice. At least you should consider if it helps you or not. Don't ignore someone's advice. And I'd like to talk with you about your experience that you regret because you didn't keep someone's advice. Thanks for listening.